Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back once again to the Sunless Sea. Our journeys have been long so far, and we've gotten a lot of stuff done. We've made many discoveries along the way, and our current challenge is to take a little visit into Port Cecil here, and then make our way back north to Irem, where we apparently have a way to get some information from our genial magician. And I think that will absolutely be done today, so we're going to head up there soon. Unfortunately, our brisk campaigner has made a request that is insanely expensive. It may prove very difficult to save them now. Things looked good, but now I'm not so sure. The request of 2 muter salt is going to be massively draining on our coffers, so we'll see what we can do. For now, though, we'll drop by Port Cecil and trade in the heart-shelled silver that we acquired. And, that could be quite valuable to us. However, in the meantime, there is an eel over here that needs killing. So we're going to see to that. Target acquired. Set ourselves into reverse so we don't smash into him. Reverse is still fairly slow, but it does seem to be a little bit faster now than once it was. He's gone blue. I imagine that means he's gone underwater. We'd use a strange catch to lure him out. Not that that would actually do us much good here, I don't think. And here he comes. And there he goes. That is one dead eel. Let's get over there and investigate the body. What do you have on you there, my friend? We can butcher it for supplies or dissect it for knowledge. Let's butcher it for supplies again. A Stygian ivory, a hunting trophy, and an unprepossessing mass. A wooden corner shows. Some kind of case or box is encased in the salty jelly. It seems intact, although who knows how the taste may have altered it. Perhaps we won't tell the buyers where we found it. Found a cask of mushroom wine. Yeah, that's an unusual little acquisition there. To have found inside an eel, at any rate. Let's make our little stop here, though, at Port Cecil. Cecil. And we will probably have to acquire some more fuel here, because we're running fairly low. But, if everything else goes according to plan, we should make a ton of profit off this little venture, even if we do have to buy a little bit of overpriced fuel. Here in Port Cecil, we can head down to the extra move. There we go. We can give the principals heart metal. I long for my ending, but I fear it beside. This is needed to encase my fear. Ice and oysters, the trap jaws. Give me courage. I want so to be less. Give it to me. Okay, you can have your heart metal ingot. I brought it for you. Heart-shelled silver. Your payment is there, in the corner. And here, in this secret. I was forbidden love by the bazaar when I left the world, exile. But I don't regret it. I never regret. Interesting. We've gained a secret and 7 scintillac. All we need now to finish that whole thing is to bring them a fluke core. And we have everything they want. Well then. Well then indeed. Gather our intelligence here quickly. We could spend our something awaits us, since it's going to take a while for us to get back to Irem anyway. So let's do it. Let's see what happens. We explore the coral knoll around Port Cecil. Auroral rupture. A light grows in the far southwest. It begins like a distant bonfire, but very rapidly it becomes brighter. Brighter! It looks remarkably like sunrise. Some of our crew fall to their knees. Others duck behind cover or shield their eyes. One cries, "Dawn machine waking!" Interesting. I have a feeling this will hurt us if we fail. Let's look around us, but not directly at the light. Anything like sunlight is rare down here. What will we see? All the colors rise in the rocks, the water, the crystal veins of the roof. The Untersee is a rich, grassy emerald. The faces of our crew flash clear and strong. We've seen nothing like it since we left the surface. In this place, it is utterly wrong. The light fades suddenly. Men and women cry out, curse. One weeps. We've gained another memory of distant shores, so good. And 5 terror. Okay. Okay, well that was interesting. We did... Oh, hang on. Oh, before we leave... Almost left without buying any fuel. That would have been a mistake. Probably don't need that much because we're heading back up to Mount Palmerston, but I'd hate to run out. Hello, Albino Moray. Did you just spawn there? I think you did just spawn there. This is going to be a bad fight for me. Back up, back up, back up. Oh, just barely dodged that one. Wow. That was pretty phenomenally lucky. Alright, let's not get hit, please. Thank you. We're just trying to avoid the rocks and the eel here. I think we've got it now, though. We should be safely out of sight at this stage. And this last shot might do it. Yes, it did. Good. Okay, well, that was a little bit more tense than it needed to be. Okay, let's butcher it. We gain another Stygian ivory, another hunting trophy, and a curious sack. We slice it open, and inside we have a human skull. This isn't the Z-Beast's stomach. What is it doing in there? Like a seed in a gourd? We've gained a lamentable relic. Well then. Let's get out of here before any other eels decide to suddenly attack us out of nowhere. Godfall and Polythreme could have some nice things for us if we can get there safely. For now, we simply sail northwards. Overall, I'm thinking things are going pretty well right now, but things could easily turn around in a hurry if we don't get lucky here and manage to acquire what we need. Something awaits us, comes back very quickly sometimes, and very slowly others. Let's stop in at Godfall. We should be able to trade in some of our resources to get some sea stories back again. We'll stop at Godfall. Here we go. Truth in Dreams. Let's listen to our dreams. The Neath, the cavern that holds the Entrazee, is prowled by dreams. There's a story that it was once the skull of a dead god. Perhaps that would explain it. We listen to our dreams. We have a dream of spires, of Irem, another memory of distant shores. Oh, good. And one terror. In Godfall, we can speak to them of blood with our hunting trophies. That'll get us a Z story, a tale of terror, and a mismemory of distant shores. I think we're going to do this a couple times, give them all of our hunting trophies, because the Z stories are incredibly important to us right now, since we need to buy 2 Muter Salt. We'll also speak of shouting here, get our port report for Godfall. They won't buy anything from us, though, so we'll simply be off again. We could stop in at Polythreme, and I suppose I should. We'll see what they can have in store for us as well. And then it's off to Irem again, and then back to Mount Palmerston, and then hopefully back to balmier shores, where things aren't quite so hostile towards us. We could have to carry clay men to London too, but I don't think we have the space right now. If we look to sell things, we can sell them our Stygian ivory, and I think we will, just to clear up some more inventory space. I could sell them our caskets of sapphires, but that seems like a mistake right now. For now, we'll just set sail again. I'll leave the light on, why not? Alright. Now we head up to Irem. Hopefully, we'll be able to make the journey without running out of fuel. We should be able to. Especially with the lights off, even though it is more unsettling to our poor crew. Hopefully, the restful sleep we may hopefully have will be enough to make do. There we go. Light that island up a little bit so maybe we don't crash into it next time we come by here. And we'll head straight on to Irem. So here's a question. If Irem ever burned, what would be left would be an I remember, would it not? And for a place that's all about mysterious memories and dreams, an I remember would seem appropriate to what they're doing with the place. For now, though, we'll simply dock here at Carlisle's Haven, in Irem, the Pillared City, and we'll rest in the House of the Amber Sky. We've lost our sack of coffee beans again, but now we can either seek Glory's story or retrieve a serpent image, which we will do. We've already read this last time, but we'll grab it and we'll see what else it has to say. A weapon, perhaps. Humans rule the waking world, he tells us, more or less, and the Finger Kings rule most of this place. A long time ago, some rather careless people made these images to imprison Finger Kings. I'm not so careless. I can use it to exact revenge on the king that took my hand. He's gloating. He actually strokes his mustache with his hook. He retires to his cabin to investigate the serpent image, but emerges a day later disappointed. Different geometries, he explains obscurely. Do you mind if we pop by the Comet? I can find someone there to help me work this one out. Oh, we can head to Khan's Heart. Yeah, okay. Khan's Heart seems to be a very useful place. A lot of people want to go there. We could buy some fuel, but it doesn't make any sense because we're right beside a place where we can buy fuel for a lot cheaper. So we're going to leave, and we're going to sail across to Mount Palmerston, and then we're going to head down the gap here in the middle, down to Khan's Heart, because we've already been to all these places. It doesn't make sense to stop at them again. We'll just try and scoot down a little bit quicker this time. We'll have to come back with more coffee later so that we can find out the story of the Chelinet. But for now, we have other tasks at hand, and I'm interested in seeing what the genial magician knows. He's asked us for a fairly reasonable request at this stage, not asking us for incredible resources or what have you, so I can hardly say no. Plus, we still have a bit of storage space, even if we do refill on fuel and supplies, so I might buy some Zoop here so I don't have to buy it later. It would be unfortunate to buy it after just having sold one, but I think we sold them for about the same cost as they're purchased, so it won't be any great loss. We set in at Port Palmerston, and what can we buy here? Yeah, Zoop at the same price as we purchased it at. That's fair. In Mount Palmerston, we could talk a little bit, but there's not much for us to do here, so we're going to quickly just buy some supplies and move on. Our purchasing power is going down. But not so quickly as to be too worrying. We still have some echoes left, and we'd have to pay these prices anyway. For now, we'll set sail again. Turn off the lights, and head into the darkness. So yeah, we're going to zoop down this way, straight down towards the island over here, and down into the Khanate. And hopefully, interesting things will happen. It's a long ways down, though. A long ways down. Our extra speed should be nice in getting down there a little bit quicker, but it's still going to take us a while, I suspect. We might stop in at the Prison of Wisdom. We'll see. We're sailing quite close to Polythreme, so we'll see if they throw any unfinished pirates at us, but that remains to be seen. And if they do come at us, we should be able to handle them. We still have plenty of hull and very powerful weaponry still. For now, we'll just scoot on through. There's that one's a little bit upset just there. Hello, unfinished pirates. I don't really want to fight you. But I have a feeling you really want to fight me, so we shall. I'm not sure if they're going for side-on attacks or what they're trying to do, but whatever it didn't work. We still have them in our sights here, which is good. Is our light on? Now it is. That'll increase our firing speed just enough to make things nice and easy. Alright, let's see what the unfinished pirates were carrying. Hello there, we investigate the hold, and we got a cache of curiosities with a stout crate inside. 3 supplies. That's a nice little reward. Hardtack and water and an unexpected box of nails. A would-be wit remarks that the nails look tastier than the hardtack until an officer's glare silences her. Well, that'll be helpful for sure. 3 supplies is a nice little reward. Alright, let's make our way over to Wisdom. We can't do anything there, really, but it's not saying we shouldn't go. That's not to say we shouldn't go. So we might wind up doing this. We might come down to the Khan's Heart. Might pick up some firkins of prisoner's honey there if we can. Bring them to the Outer Shroom and trade them for Blummigans. Head down to Port Carnelian and pick up some more sapphires so that we can trade in with the ones we have already for more money. It'll be a slightly risky proposal as far as funds go, but it should be very profitable for us in the end. Our nightmare is back again, being watched. It's always a problem for us, I guess ever since we've seen that eye. For now, though, it's an easy success. Our nightmare strength is still high, though, and our restful nights are gone. Well then. Hopefully we have good luck again in the future, otherwise things might go very poorly for us. Let's sail straight on down into Wisdom. Maybe we'll finally find a bound shark we can challenge. We've been looking for one for a long time. I don't even know if we can safely fight them, but until we can have a chance to try, it's impossible for us to know. We haven't seen one since we acquired our weaponry. But there's an eel. So that's something. Target acquired. I don't like how it's below the combat bar. So I can't really see much here. That's alright, though. We know we can take it. One more shot should do it. Change directions. And sail right into the thing. Alright. With that done, we can butcher it for supplies. We gain a Stygian ivory, a hunting trophy, and unprepossessing mass, which is suitable for smoking. Ah, lovely. That gets us 2 more supplies to make up for the lost supplies. And we'll keep sailing. Still no bound sharks, though. Still no bound sharks. There's one. A particularly tormented bound shark. Well, I'm gonna try and clear you of your unfortunate fate. Oh, the nightmare's back again. Thankfully, we still have a 100% chance of success here. The menace is gone. We've gained 1 terror, and we haven't lost any knights. That's actually nice. We didn't have any real problems there. The nightmare is lifted. That particularly tormented bound shark is onto us. He's onto us. I think we can take him just by brute forcing him down. But he's pretty fast. Oh, just out of reach. That is 1 dead bound shark. Oh, okay. They're manageable too. Good to know. Good to know. We can examine its cage armature, or we can use its meat. Let's examine its cage armature. Someone has bound it savagely with black iron, sunk bands, and joined mechanisms deep into its flesh. Oh, interesting. The cage has begun to distort its shape, more than seems reasonable, but then a shark has no bones. Rods of iron inserted deep into its flesh have done impossible things. There are organs in there none of us recognize. Its suffering must have been extraordinary. We take a tooth as a trophy. If our hull is damaged, our engineer will repurpose some of its cage as repair materials. So we've gained 2 hull. That's kind of interesting. 1 terror, 1 hunting trophy, and 30 fragments. Interesting. That's not quite what I expected to have happen, but it's an interesting event, nonetheless. And here's the Island of Wisdom. Let's try not to ram right into it, but I was hoping to make it appear on the map. Looks as though that's not to be. Nupmit Harbor it is, then. We're not going to stay here for long, we're just dropping by. With Nupmit Harbor, we'll compile a port report and keep moving. We could buy supplies here, but they're very expensive, and with the Khanate so close, and with them being so willing to work with us, it would seem foolish to not go there first. So we'll sail straight down into the Khanate instead. Alright, well that was a nice little discovery, that we can in fact deal with the bound sharks. We'll sail through the Abora Gate and down into the Khanate. It's a good thing nothing bad happens to you just for coming into the area. Although they are extremely suspicious of people, they don't seem to mind too much when we sail through their area. No point in us stopping here, though, because we have no desire to do anything with them right now. It's the Khan's heart that we're interested in. And of course, it might have been worthwhile for us to go to the side, to the Isle of Cats and Khan's shadow first, but we have been highly inefficient so far, so we're going to try and save what resources we have. Since I bought that incredibly powerful engine and our resources are a little bit reduced, I'd rather not waste anything I can avoid wasting. Even if it did wind up paying for itself in the end, it's hard to say. Alright, well, we've arrived in the Khan's heart. Let's find help for the genial magician. Someone in Khan's heart has what he needs. We can hire informers for 500 echoes. Whew! We can call in a favor from the Kaganian Navy, or we can use a watchful curio and a bale of parabola linen to speak to sages with 5 secrets. This is an expensive challenge, wow. Let's come back here in a second. Khan's heart first, okay. We can enter the Nephrite Quarter. And, yeah, wow, okay. That was more expensive than I was prepared for it to be. Here in the shops, what can we buy? We can sell our mushroom wine here. We might do that just to get rid of it. I don't think we need it for anything right now. We'll need to buy some more fuel and supplies. They're expensive, but not overly so. Actually, our supplies are fine. It's just the fuel I need. Beyond that, we have nothing else we can sell them. Alright, that's something at least. Let us wander the Khan's heart and see what happens. We'll see, I suppose. A quiet street. A narrow street opens on our left. The filament bulbs here are green-tinted, and the street is unusually dim, like the space between a thick forest canopy. 10 steps in, and the noise of the crowds on the canal side is oddly hushed. Oh. Look at all these things. You could just buy a violent ink here? Really? That makes it so much easier. A candlelit shop. A quiet street washed with serpent green light from bulbs overhead. The houses here are dark, empty-seeming. Paint peels and bats chitter. A single shop, however, is open. Its windows glow with candlelight. The shopkeeper is a tall woman with pale eyes. Not a local, but not a Londoner either. She blows the dust off of a baize box and smiles toothily at us. Well, look at this. Violet ink, a watchful curio, drowning pearl, a strange catch, a soothing copper long box, or a brass-backed mirror. I want to buy this. I don't know what it is. Let's do it. Oh, no. No, no. Mirrors are unloved here in the Khanate, you see. I could only suspect you of being a spy for the White and Golds. If I even had such a mirror, I could not sell it, and were you not a spy, still, I would not damn you with its seductions. Perhaps there's something else. Okay, well, that's not a thing. I'm annoyed that you can get a violent ink this way. The ways we've done it are much more expensive. But a watchful curio, probably the best thing that they're offering here. A soothing copper long box could be nice as well, but I don't know if we need any more right now. The real question is it worth spending 500 echoes to potentially gain some reward from our magician when we have so little on hand? I think it is. We'll just have to be very careful. We won't be able to go down and buy our sapphires, so we'll have to make a shorter trip and maybe head down south afterwards once we can spend some of our riches. So let's not spend any money here. It's an interesting store, but we need all the money we have. And we'll find help for the genial magician with our 500 echoes. We'll hire informers. Someone will know. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. The informers of the Copper Quarter by the docks peddle knowledge from all over the Entersea. The only things they won't sell are their real names. One who calls herself the Bright Bird introduces us and the magician to a wizened man in bright spider silk, a collector of looking-glasses. The magician and the collector mutter together for a while. The collector wheezes with laughter. At last the magician returns, eyes bright. "All shall be well," he says, "and all manner of things shall be well. I know where to go now. I know what to do. Thank you, my friend. My revenge is almost within my grasp." He looks ruefully at his hook. We've lost 500 echoes, but apparently we can go to the Forgotten Quarter in London now. Something else I've never heard of. Well, let's set sail. We should be able to make it back home with all of these resources without too much trouble, so that's good. Let's do our best and see what happens. We may regret spending all our echoes, but hopefully it won't be a problem. We have a number of things we can sell for rewards now, too, to re-establish our funds. First things, though, we'll drop by Pigmote Isle, if we're lucky enough to have something await us before we get there, which would surprise me, given our not-so-great luck on that front recently. No, it seems as though it's not meant to be. Nope. Seems as though this is not the day. That's fine. We'll dock it here. We'll compile our port report. We can't even afford to have them do repairs for us. We have so little currency. If something awaits us quickly, we'll return, but otherwise we're moving on. And something tells me that's what'll happen. Turns out, it's fairly challenging to get to a banquet in your favor. More than I would have guessed. Off to the Shepherd Isles we go. Hello. You're big. Not quite what I meant to do, but we'll deal. I just have to be careful because there's a maelstrom behind me that I'd rather not accidentally back into while running away from this giant crab. Maybe we'll get lucky, though, and find some fun things inside. This should only take one more shot, so we'll take two. The first shot that hit was not the Memento Mori, though, which is the one that would have only killed him in one hit. Well, let's butcher this ginormous crab. We gain one supply and an unprepossessing mass. It's choice cuts. It looks tasty, but it won't keep. There we go. We've lost all of our hunger. It's rather like eating trout if the trout had tried to kill you a few hours ago. Take that, Ursat's trout. Well, well, well. We have something awaits us, but it's too late to go back to Pigmote Isle now. With limited resources, we just wish to move on. Send a Z-Bat out to see what's going on. Presumably nothing is, because we've seen all these places before. Poor Z-Bats. You gotta let them out and fly around a little bit, otherwise they'll get depressed at their lack of having anything to do. We're keeping the lamps lit now because our terror is fairly high. And we'd rather not go completely mad if we can help it. Let's stop in here at Fieldhaven and see what's going on the Shepherd's Isles. There we go. We'll dock here. Tell me a tale of Thornwell Croft, will you? First I'll compile a port report, but then tell me about Thornwell Croft.
We did have a bridge, but the ship of lights came through here once. Hull of shining brass, lamps like stores. All those damned on deck at once. Couldn't tell if they were laughing or screaming. Ploughed through the bridge and kept on going. Everyone who tries to rebuild it bursts into flames. So we don't try to rebuild it anymore.
Well then, that's a unfortunate series of events then, isn't it? Let's get out of here. Poor Thornwell Croft. I wonder where the bridge used to be, though. There's no real indication here of where it once was. Makes me question the story. Let's drop by Station 3. I think we have one more Sooth and Copper long box. We might as well cash in here, since we're in the area. Let's stop by the depot and do so. And then we'll head back to London. This episode might run a little bit longer than 30 minutes as we deal with some of our London issues. But I don't think we're going to do everything here. Let's surrender a long box for payment this time. Why not? We already got a heart metal ingot recently. I don't think we need any more right now. So let's just cash it in, maybe. Nah, we'll get a heart metal ingot. This doesn't take any storage space, and we'll have one if we need one then. There we go. There we go. It's not super urgent that we have one, but now if anyone ever needs one, we already have it. We don't have to worry about urgently trying to find anything. Hey there, Auroral Megalops. You don't know what you're getting into, do you? I'm just gonna ignore you, because I'd rather not fight you for no good reason right now. I don't need the food from killing you. And I'd rather save the fuel from not fighting you. Maybe it's trying to get vengeance for its brethren that I killed last time I was here, but tough luck. Let's dock here quickly at the lightship, and we'll speak to them with our recent news to get another Z story and lose a little bit of terror. It's important because we need lots of Z stories, so we might as well start cashing in on them. And back to London we go. Another successful journey. We've learned lots of interesting things too, so hopefully we'll be able to put them to use. We're going to do a couple quick things here, but we're not going to pursue the Genial Magician's story until we come back next time. Here we go. First things first, Venturer, we have nothing to give you. Next thing, Brass Embassy, we have nothing to give you either. Dark Spectacled Admiral, we have quite a few things to give you, although we do not have our major piece of information. We just have port reports. But port reports are still useful, as long as we don't have, as long as we have space in our hull. We should be able to cash these in nice and easy and gain a variety of rewards. Unsubstantiated hearsay. Nuncio as well. Pig Motile. Lots of places to talk about. Lots of money to make. We had almost no echoes when we started this, so we should see how much we have after we're done cashing in all of these rewards. Ah, a little bit too much fuel just cashed in. Whoops. Let's throw our strange catch overboard. I don't think we need that right now. Before we do anything else, though, we should see if there's anything else we want to sell here. Before we waste anything. Let us see. We could sell our Scintillac. It's probably not useful for much at this point. Unless the Venturer wanted it, then it would be useful, but as it is, I don't think it is. We'll sell our Stygian Ivory. We'll sell our 7 Scintillac for a nice little tidy profit. Probably not the best place to sell it either, but we need the space, so we'll deal with it as we can. And now we have a little bit more room to take in more fuel, so we'll head back to the Admiral and submit our last port report so we can get the last little bit that we can get. There we go. And we have a nice little fund of echoes again to fund our next expedition. Just barely managed it, and that was with selling 7 Scintillacs. Probably not the best reward we could have ever taken, but so it goes. We also have lots of other little bits and pieces that we can get rid of here. The intriguing snippets, for example. We may also want to get rid of some of our memories of distant shores, because we have so many. And as far as I can tell, unlike the Z stories, they're nowhere near as important. We do have a captivating treasure, though, so we might use that today before we do anything else, too. Head back to our lodgings. Oh. Hello. A neatly wrapped brown paper package. The corners are crisp and tight. The address has been printed in large block letters with scrupulous care. The sender has applied double the necessary number of postage stamps. They must have been very determined it get here. There's no return address. I bet you this is our Nuncio friend that we helped. Yes, it is. Let's take a look. Gratitude. The wrappings fall away. In a glass case, a stuffed postal rat is locked in mortal combat with a preserved Blemigan. The taxidermist's skill is evident. There is tension and fury in the line of each of their tiny bodies. There's also a note. I was charged to deliver this elsewhere, but you did me a service I must repay. If the bazaar can abandon its duty for a greater cause, so too may I. An outlandish artifact and a secret have been ours. What do you know? Read the morning papers to get our news back, and we'll stop in to visit our study here quickly before we do anything else here today. We have the ability to make some unusual creations here. We could make a shrine to stone. We could make a monstrous almanac. That could be good as well. I think these take up space, though, is the problem. And I don't know if I want to do that. It's useful to make them, though. Just making them gives us 7 pages, and equipping them gives us 7 more. But they do cost secrets to make. Oh, a live specimen is what we need for our serene aquarium, of course. Well, I guess we'll have to wait for making that then, too. We don't have enough lamentable relics to make an anatomical cabinet, either. Well, let's make these things. I think they'll be useful to us. Which do we want to make first? We could get more hearts. We could get more pages. Or we could get more something else. 7 strange catches at the Whispering Trophy case, yes. That's veils. So we can get either hearts or we can get pages right now. Or we can get both. A captivating treasure is needed for that one, which makes it very expensive. But I think it's probably worthwhile. Let's do it. We're going to go pages first. Send our outlandish artifacts to make a monstrous almanac. I hope it doesn't take up our storage space, though. Let's do it. There we go. The most complex truths evade easy revelation. One must track them, harry them, cage them. They may be caged only by ink wrung from the veins of treasures. To record these truths, I must grind these treasures for ink. They will call me eccentric, they will call me deranged, but they will never call me ignorant. We now have a monstrous almanac. Well, what do you know? And let's create a shrine to stone. We know the hymns, the prayers, the traditions. Perhaps we believe, perhaps we don't, but it'll comfort the sailors. Let's do it. A glittering shrine. We labor on the shrine for a night and a day and a night, following the prescribed patterns with care. Stone likes beautiful things. Stone likes light. So the stories go. Of course, stone, if she even exists, is a shining mountain 1,000 miles to the south. But our shrine is pretty. We've lost a supply, we have a shrine to stone, we've lost a captivating treasure, which hurts. We've lost 7 secrets, and we've gained 7 hearts. There we go. Nice rewards indeed. Nice rewards indeed. And they do take up hull space. That's annoying. They equip to the auxiliary, but they would reduce our iron and engine power as a result, because we'd be taking out our clay workers. It might be worth taking them out anyway now. And equipping something else. Selling them to get our crew back so we can go and try more hazardous adventures. Hard to say, though. Either way, we've done it now, and there's no going back on that. So, thank you for watching, everyone. This has been VanguardOfValor playing a little bit of Sunless Sea for you. If you've enjoyed today's episode, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. And next time, we'll be back. Investigate what the genial magician has in store. Until next time, bye-bye.